Good morning, Stitch Roadies. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new, this community embraces everyone that's nice and kind, that is. I have lots to share with you today. It's been kind of a busy, I mean, when I came back from Stitchville, USA, and Minnesota, and North Dakota, I kind of hit the door running, and so I'm playing a bit of catch up, and so here I am, having a moment of down stitchy time. Although I have nothing to complain about. Yesterday was a wonderfully amazing day. I had some stitchy friends over, which is, you know, always a blessing. And because of, you know, the big C and wanting to play it safe, the beehive can only embrace about 5 people where you're all comfortable, you know. So we had some stitchy time. One of the friends that stopped by was Janine from Acorns and Threads, and she brought packages. Acorns and Threads has become my this side of the mountain mail drop. So Janine says she's going to make me a cubby at the shop where when people want to send me things, they can send them to the shop. But oh, I told her I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to start that, because right now the Stitch and Post has things piled up for me to get over to that side of the mountain. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm really needing to get my Central Oregon fix, and my lovely neighbor and friend Kathleen, I need to see her, and, you know, her dog, and Maddie, and just missing my friends over there, my quilt groups all over there. So I have to sometime make a trip over. But at the same time, I am embracing everything on this side of the mountain. I just love it. I love being this close to family. There is just, for me, there is, you know, it's just awesome. Like today, I get to have lunch with my daughter-in-law, my older daughter-in-law, and I take all those moments as a gift. But let's get to the stitchy part of things. So at the beginning of this clip, you saw my new little shelf unit. I have decided that during the daytime, I really don't want to be stitching in my bedroom. It kind of, in my brain, it kind of signals a wind down time, and I turn the television on, and I just kind of get into, you know, it's like different spots get you in the mood. So I knew that I had this chair here in the beehive, and I just needed a shelf unit that held everything for stitching, and a place for my whatever I'm drinking, my coffee or water, and another little Ort container, which this was, I love these little milk bottles because I love seeing the colors of the threads that, you know, get thrown away. Instead of throwing them away, they colorfully decorate. And this actually is not an old bottle. This was a bottle of creamer back before we were vegan that they sell currently at, I think it was Whole Foods that I got this creamer, and it says Strauss Family Creamery. And I just love the shape of the bottle, and I like being able to see through that, you know. And yeah, I just have all my little stitchy things right here, and it's just a comfortable, well-lit spot to stitch. I have been continuing to stitch my Prairie Schooler Santas in the morning when I have coffee downstairs with G, and I'm just about to the point where I can actually personalize that particular Santa for my middle grandson. It was one that he picked out for me to stitch. And then I'm going to flat fold it and make it into a hanging ornament for his tree. Then I have to get started and do one for his little brother. Yeah. My goal this month is to also finish my middle grandson's Christmas stocking. So then my December start, although it won't be done this year, my December start will be his little brother's Christmas stocking. I'm kind of behind the Christmas stocking. You know, I know like some people have made a Christmas stocking for all their grandchildren when they're born. That first Christmas they get a Christmas stocking. Here I am. My grandchildren are growing up and they're finally getting one. But it's kind of fun to do, and I will share with you how I finish it. I won't necessarily do a tutorial because, you know, I'm never going to quite do it like they tell you to. But I have in my mind how I want, how I think it will work and make it easier to do. We'll see. Sometimes my best laid plans are, they're kind of, you know. But that is really the only November plans I had. I was going to start some kind of turkey stitch, and I was convinced that I had bought a chart, a small chart of a turkey that was either by Lindy Stitches or Teresa Kogut, but for the life of me I can't find it. So I'm just going to continue stitching on the whips that I already have. I would like to get, you know, Barb from Lost in Floss gifted me the Jack's and Henry and Harry charts, and I do want to work on those. I don't know if I'll get them done for this year, but boy, I can give it a good try, can't I? Nobody is the boss of me. This last week I've been more of a monogamous stitcher because I fell behind on the Autumn Beauties Sal by Fat Quarter Shop, and so I feel compelled to get that done, and I plan on making it into a pillow. But here's where I'm at now. So I don't feel like I have a huge amount to do, although that border, what can one say? It's a love-hate relationship. I love everything about that border. It seems like it goes on forever. I already have in my mind that I want to make it into a pillow because I have a church bench in my entryway, and we've been hauling it around for a gazillion moves because, you know, G and I can't seem to stop moving, and we both swear this is our last move. The next move, the kids are going to have to move us. I just, what do I care? What do I care if they have a whole bunch of stuff to deal with? I'm having a good time. But I realized that I really didn't have pillows for that church bench that were more of fall. You know, I have a bunch of Christmas pillows and I have a bunch of Halloween pillows, but not really that tips into November. And the house is totally decorated for November, except for there's no pillows on that bench. So I'm thinking this would be a really cute pillow, and my plan is, I'm not a ruffles or a bow kind of person. Not really. You know, I was more of a in-your-face tomboy. So my friend Pocket Robin taught me a few years ago, and I haven't done it in a few years, how to make piping. And so I believe I'm going to try to make piping and make this pillow for the bench. So I will show you when I do how I did it. Yeah. Oh, I have so much to share. I don't know where to begin. And then I totally mixed everything up. And when Janine came over, she brought three packages that were sent to Acorns and Threads, and we opened them up together. And it was just like even though it was November, it was all my birthday month surprises, but it felt like Christmas. And I got one package from, and I'm sorry if I've mixed these up, because naturally I did not keep them in the correct piles. But Granny B, you are a sweetheart. You are a sweetheart. And I think I have the things that you sent in a pile correctly. But if I don't, I'm sorry. So I was sent 2 bowls and cups, one each for G and I, out of an eggplant color, and they are gorgeous. I have a feeling, though, that they won't remain at my house because they look like fiesta ware type dishes, and my younger daughter-in-law likes fiesta ware. So we'll see. We're going to see how long before she discovers that there's these 2 pieces here. I had been talking about that I wanted to put those little, you know, those, a long time ago, the needle threaders, because, you know, my eyesight's getting poor, and poorer. And I didn't want to spend necessarily a lot of money because I wanted one in each project bag. And so I said, you know, there's those ones that, you know, they break when you pull too hard, but they, you know, they'll work for a while. Well, she sent me a little box of, look at all of them. Look at all of them. These are those ones that, you know, they are, this is going to be perfect. One in each project bag. It's going to save my life because it seems like, you know, when you're threading a needle, yeah, we know about that. I love this. I love this little chart, you know, because I'm all about the coffee. And it says, given enough coffee, I could rule the world. Oh yeah, I could rule the world. Is that not a hoot? And I can see that being done in a pillow, like Becca from SamBrie Stitches stitched me up some coffee pillows that I have down in my kitchen, and I can see like a whole bowl of for like those months when you don't have a holiday theme going on. Like right now I have fall pillows in bowls downstairs. I could have coffee pillows. And so I'm thinking that that's, if I choose a small enough count, that's going to work great. I got these little cute scissors. Now I'm almost at the point where I can have a pair of scissors in the project bags of the whips that I'm currently working on. You know, it'd be too spendy to have a pair of scissors in all of them, although I think some of you are scissor hoarders and might have that be happening. When I opened this, the girls that were here yesterday, the women, the stitchers, I said, oh, someone really knows me. Because this needle minder says, measure twice, cut once. Yeah, you know how that goes. Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, she jumped on the, you'll see it all over Flosstube, where people are doing floss cards, if you use floss cards. And so she jumped right on that and gave each of us yesterday a floss card pack of floss cards, and I have to go get the appropriate punch to punch the holes. But look at those. Aren't they fun? Don't you just love her dress? And this cat knows something. Knows something. This cat is like Audrey. Just got a smile, a sneaky smile on her face. And then I got one of her journals, her bill journals. Is this not a hoot? So she takes, I think, let me just regroup the brain cells and get them lined up. Okay, Audrey and Lori, Textstylust, both have Flosstubes and Instagram accounts. We're making, I don't know if you call them junk journals. To me, they're not junk, but they are journals made out of bill envelopes. You know, the envelopes you get from bills. You talk about the ultimate recycling. Look at how pretty that is. Now see, I'm going to open it up and you're going to see that this whole thing was actually an envelope from a bill. And see the clear, you know, where the address would show through, so they put something fun there. And look at this one. So here's another bill envelope, and it is so fun. And they all have little pockets at the top where you can slip things in. So I was like, oh my God, I can't, what do you use this for? Because it's so beautiful. What are you going to use this for? You don't want to ruin it. And then Becca from SamBrie Stitches, who was here, said that she is going to StitchCon, and I think that's what she said. I could be eating my words. She's going to some big stitching hoopla in 2022, and she said she's taking hers there so that people can sign it or leave a note or a card, and then she'll have a memory of that. Now see, I'm really taking to heart the suggestions of those I love around me, because one of the things I have tried to work on is the fact that when I get something precious like this, it ends up in a precious drawer. It's my drawer of precious, you know, from Lord of the Rings. My precious, my precious. Yeah. And then never to be seen until the next generation goes, oh, garbage. Yeah. So now I am taking my preciouses Is that a word? And using them. But I didn't know how I would use this until Becca said what she was going to do. And you know, pretty much everything Becca does I want to copy because she's so smart. You know, I bug her every time I see her about anything techie. You know, she's my tech guru. So those two things from Audrey were awesome. Of course, it was Cheryl's, Cheryl from Rusty Ribbon and Stitching with the Sisterlies. It was her birthday, and I didn't even know it. I barely keep up on anything posted on social media. I try, but between how my life functions and how my attention span is, I barely can keep up. And so here she shows up, and it was her birthday, and I didn't know. What a loser sometimes. But why was I talking about Cheryl? Well, it was her birthday, and she said something extraordinary, which I can't remember. So there you go. But she had to leave a little early, so we didn't get to spend a whole lot of time. We talked smack about her as soon as she left. Yeah, we talked smack about her. Yeah, she's getting so old. Yeah, it was her birthday. Wow. The surprise, not a surprise visitor, because I invited her to come, but she came with gifts. She came with gifts for all of us, and I was just in awe. I'm in awe of her anyway, because if you follow her on Instagram, she sells those project bags that are like binders where you can have lots of little smalls in there and take them and have this beautiful binder. And she's known on there as Punky Pearl, and I'll put all the links of these Flosstubers that were here. But she made bags for us all, wallets. She's an extraordinary bag maker, but she made wallets for each one of us out of different fabric. And so I immediately grabbed Cheryl's. It was still wrapped up, and then handed it to Cheryl and said, "Happy birthday." I know. So I'm in awe at the skill of her sewing. She also is a model bag stitcher, so you know that her skill level for purses and bags is, you know, 10 star. So if you get the chance to ever buy anything, because they fly off her Instagram account, you will have gotten an extremely well-made product. But let me show you. So she kind of personalized each one. And so here's my wallet. So it has a snap, and then all the cards are held right here. And then zipper, if you don't have zipper fear, zipper. And then look at this. Oh. Right up my alley. Right up my alley. Oh my gosh, I was like, thank you, Heather. You are the bomb. Yeah, so, you know, normally I would take this wallet and I would put it in my precious drawer because I don't want it to get dirty. But I'm using this, so I'm loading it up today. Janine brought us each some exclusive ribbon. You can get it at Acorns and Thread. It's by Lady Dot Creates, and for the life of me, I can't remember the color of it, but it is an awesome red twine, kind of a twine rope, and it's it looks kind of orange in this on this camera of what I can see, but it is not. It is actually very, very nice, what I would call a vintage red. Yeah, I would call it vintage red. I also got, I know it's been nonstop, from Heidi, this adorable, adorable I'll show it in 2 halves panel. I'm kind of wondering, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking I could use a front and back on a pillow rather than use a panel hanging. I don't know, but it's gorgeous, and thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, Heidi. It's absolutely stunning, and the background of the fabric is honeycombs. Honeycombs. From Cindy, thank you, Cindy. From Cindy via Acorns and Threads. Yes, I'm going to have a mailbox there. I received, and I'm pretty sure this is from Cindy. It floors me. I must have said something somewhere along the line, because I have been lusting after this for quite a while, because it so speaks to me. And it's this Dimensions kit that says, I can't adult today. And it's absolutely true. There's some days I can't adult. G kind of gets in his car and goes for a ride on those days. Yeah. And this is amazing. This seam ripper. Now, this is a lethal weapon, easily. But it is so good in the hand, because look at this thing. Look at it. Is so comfortable to hold, and I am thinking that this seam ripper might prevent me from accidentally poking a hole through whatever fabric I'm trying to rip the seam out of, because you know those seam rippers are usually little handles, and so you know my man hands are like, you know, kind of nervous. But this feels awesome. And what's really incredible is that she said her son turned this, you know, like Peter made this beautiful, Carolina cross stitcher makes these beautiful B-skeps for scissor holders or whatever you want. Her son, Cindy's son, did the needle turn applique. Oh yeah, wood turning of this handle. It's gorgeous, and so I'm keeping it right here because it's going to be a pretty, it'll be a display piece on top of being functional. So I think that is that part of that part of the Stitch Roadie floss tube. So on to haul. I was watching 911stitcher, and she showed she was doing her Halloween thingy, where she shows all her Halloween charts or what she's created for Halloween. And she mentioned this chart that I just thought was absolutely, I wanted it. And it was a free chart off of the Little Stitcher. And she admitted on her own Flosstube that she wasn't sure it was still available. Pause the floss tube and go hunt. And I found it. And it is in fact on the little stitcher. And I just love it. I love the oval frame. I love the little bit of lace in the bottom of the piece. So I printed it off and then looked at the rest of them, and I saw this. This is so cute. A little scissor fob. So if you want these two, you can go visit the little stitcher, and thank you 911, because she is an enabler of the 10th degree. I also, because I had been with Michelle Rudy in Minnesota at Buttermilk Basin, and being behind the times, I had not had a chance to visit Farm Girl Dry Goods. Oh my gosh, my memory is on fire today. It's on fire. So I realized that I had not visited her new shop, that Farm Girl Loves Goats, which this girl loves goats and Henry. So I said when I got home I was going to go visit the Farm Girl Dry Goods because Michelle is about all that I love. And plus, her life, the way her life is lived, is entirely different. And that's what I love about the world, is the differences. I love the differences almost more than I don't necessarily need to be in a comfort zone where everything needs to be predictable and the same. I love the differences. The differences open my eyes and my heart to things that I know nothing about. And so I have been a fan of Michelle's for a long time, just because of the farm. Just because of the farm and the dogs. She has outdoor dogs and indoor dogs. And then when she got that puppy, oh, Henry. Yeah. So I went to Farm Girl Dry Goods, and I'll put that in the link below, and shopped around. Of course, a lot of what she had in the wool department I already own. Yeah, because we're great fans of wool. But having gone to, not having gone to the Amana retreat and feeling quite deprived, I decided to look at the cross stitch, you know, the cross stitch by Brenda Gervais, because that's who was their featured stitcher there. And I picked this one up, which is so funny because yesterday Becca, SamBrie Stitches, brought that, well actually Janine had brought it because Becca had it in her bag at Acorns and Threads. And so I was really happy when that came. And Michelle included a Riley Blake goodie in there. Look at the size of that needle minder. It's almost, I was going to say, it's the size of my head. No, but it's big. It's big and fun. Yeah. So you're going to want to go check out her store, because that is going to be a fun, fun place to be. Well, I gotta get going. I gotta meet my daughter-in-law, but first I wanted to tell you something. Thank goodness, and I appreciate how this community looks after each other and also me. I got a message from one of our community members who told me that there was a not so nice person commenting. And this person was commenting on several comments. It kind of just irks me that people spend time doing things that are not right. And so I had to go through all of the comments looking for that person who had commented on several comments and delete them and report them and block them from the Stitch Roadie channel. So as a public service announcement and a warning, I love all your comments. I try to keep up. I can't always, depending on what life brings. But if you get a reply, if you've asked the community a question and you get a reply, it should be about what you asked, right? And if you get a reply from me, it'll say Stitch Roadies, not someone else. This person had gone through fishing, what we call fishing, on the comments, finding someone who would engage in conversation. And the ultimate goal of this is to develop a relationship that a lot of times ends up with needing money. So be careful. Do not share with anybody that's not me, or specifically about a question you asked that has to do with cross-stitching. Do not share your personal information about your life. They're grooming. It's what's called grooming in fishing. And I don't know, I mean, there's people, thousands of people who fall prey to this. So it's very sophisticated how they engage in it, but do not let yourself be drawn down that rabbit hole. These are not good people. These are not cross-stitchers. Let me just say, they're not cross-stitchers. So be careful. Other than that, that was the only irritating thing all week. And everything else was cake. And now we're in November. Oh, the trees have been on fire. I've been prepping the beehive for a winter marathon creativity junket while I'm here. And I have dreams of going to a quilt shop in Washington. Yes. Everything is cake right now. So be careful, be safe, keep stitching, and know that I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. You take care.